Hello, and welcome back to the Indiana University Funding Board video tutorials. This tutorial will talk about submitting a purchase request after your initiative or event is completed and you're ready to turn in your receipts. This is required for every event and initiative that your organization receives funding from the Indiana University Funding Board for. So make sure that you follow up with this step after your initiative, or it could negatively impact your organization's ability to receive future funding. For this step, you should log into your beINvolved account and go to the organization page from which you requested and received the funding allocation. In this case, you're going to want to go to the Finance tab within beINvolved. Here, you should see under the Accounts tab the allocation that you initially received from IU Funding Board. And this is the balance that we applied for and received in the past two tutorial videos. So you should see that balance until your initiative is finished and you're ready to turn in the receipts. When you're ready to do this, you're going to go to this button here on the Finance tab and click Create Purchase Request. Here, you're going to type in the details of your event. This purchase request will be for the entire event budget, not for specific line items on your event. So in this case, the name is Sample Event. Your requested amount is actually the amount that you spent of the funding allocation that you received from Funding Board. So in this instance, you received $1,030, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to say that you only spent $830. And for the description, you can just put a short description of the spending that you use. So you can just say, I spent $830 of the IU Funding Board allocation. You don't necessarily have to say that. You may want to explain other things. Just make sure that your requested amount is the total amount that you spent, that you are wanting to, that you are using the funding board money for. And later, that should be the amount that your receipts add up to. So this requested amount should be the exact amount down to the penny of how much you spent and that is on the receipts that you can account for. So in this account, it's going to be your sample organization account in which you have the $1,030 balance from the initial allocation. In the category, you only need to worry about choosing the approved allocation. That's how much, or that's the funding that you received. And then you do not necessarily need to fill out the pay information section. It's just here, and it does not need to be filled out. You can enter your details if you would like. The additional information section, however, is important. And initially in the application, we said that 100 people were going to attend the event. So here you should put how many people approximately attended your event in reality. So maybe 105 people actually came to the event. And from there, it's helpful for us to know how many of those were IU students. So in this case, let's just estimate that 90 students were from IU. This is the total amount originally allocated by the funding board. So this is where you enter the $1,030. Total amount spent, this is the amount that matches your requested amount in this initial field up at the top of the form. So those two should match. In this case, it was $830. Total amount of unused funds is the total allocation, so this field, minus the amount spent, which is this field. In this case, it's $300. Next, you will need to upload any receipts or invoices that show the expenditures made for this initiative. You are required to submit receipts for every penny of the total amount spent, and that should also be the case with SOA. You'll need to submit your receipts to them as well. For us, we only need those uploaded via JPEG or PDF here. So you're going to click Upload File, choose the file. In this case, it's on the desktop for receipt, and that'll upload there, and you can hit OK. And then it's also great if you have any pictures that you would like to share of your event. This could end up getting your organization featured on the IU Funding Board website and talking about the success of your event. So if you have any pictures that you would like to share, you can do that here as well and hit OK. You're going to upload up to 3 pictures from your event, and the final field is to acknowledge that you have submitted a transfer request through the SOA office to send any unused funds back to the Indiana University Funding Board. So in this case, you will submit your SOA request for $300. Once we receive that $300, we will actually take that money back out of your account from on this beINvolved finance side, and you will see a balance of $0. So you'll get this amount, the $830, will show as approved, and it will, go out of the system as if it has been spent, which would be correct. And the rest of the $300 we will take out of your account here on beINvolved once we receive the transfer from SOA. This is very important because if you do not submit that request and get the money back to us, your organization is held liable for those funds, and you will not be able to receive any future funding until the amount has been paid back to us. So once you have everything filled out here, I know this is a little bit confusing up at the top, just asking for the requested amount, but make sure that is the amount that you spent. Again, this is coming from whichever account you initially applied from, the approved allocation, and then fill in these details where the unused funds is the amount that you will be submitting a request for with SOA. Or if you do not have an SOA account, you will need to give them back the money in terms of either a check or cash, and they will put that money into the IU Funding Board account, and then your organization will be in good standing to receive future funding. Once that is all complete, you can hit Submit Request. And just as a reminder, once that has been submitted, you will receive an approval if all of your receipts match up, and you will see that the balance of your account will go down by the amount that is that was spent, and then it will go down again once the IU Funding Board receives the transfer from SOA back into our account. With all of that being said, at the end of the year or whenever your event is complete and all of this has been finished, your balance should always go back to $0, which is, allowing us to see that you spent all of the money that was approved by the receipts, and any money that was not spent was sent back to the board. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope that all of the tutorials have been helpful in guiding you through the funding process. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out by email at fundiu@indiana.edu. Thank you and have a great day.